Welcome to ABC Interactive English. Hi, I'm Kiki.
And I'm Mike.
Mike.
Yes.
Do you just love going to arcades?
Well, I haven't been to an arcade in many years, but I have to admit, I am of the generation when I was a little kid, I spent way too much time and way too much money at the video arcades in my hometown in Canada. I probably even skipped a few classes in college to play video games and stuff. So yes, I like the arcade, although now I guess I kind of have an arcade at home on my computer with computer games.
That's true, and different types of gaming consoles at home. But going out to the arcade is still a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Right? What was your favorite arcade game?
Shinobi was a ninja game. It was a side-scrolling ninja game where you were fighting bad guys and throwing shooting stars. And in fact, I remember some of those games so well that just recently I looked some of them up to see if they're still around or if they have a new version, because I still remember those games I played when I was 15 or 16 or even younger years old. They stick in your brain because they were so much fun. And also, if I could play them now, I wouldn't have to spend my own money. I could just play them at home on the computer. So my memories of the arcade are long and very happy, and they stick with me today.
Right, and I think that the arcade, it's not just a place for young children or teenagers. It's a great place for families. And honestly, I think it's a lovely place for adults too.
It can be. You had the two-person game. Sometimes they had four-person games. I remember Gauntlet was a game with 4 joysticks and 3 of your friends and you could play at the same time. It was so much fun. And it did cost a lot of my pocket money. But anyways, we're going to be having fun at the arcade, aren't we?
Yeah, so let's go check out today's article.
For a great time, healthy competition, and cool prizes, head to an arcade. Arcades are fun centers with all kinds of game machines. To make the machines work, you feed them coins.
All right, so before we begin having fun at the arcade, we're going to look at the word arcade. This time when we're using the word, we mean a place with lots of different video game machines, maybe pinball machines. People go in, you spend some time, you spend some money. Of course, video games would be the most popular type of entertainment. But as I said, they had pinball. Sometimes they would have table tennis or air hockey or things like that. We can also, though, sometimes use arcade to talk about a place with lots of stores, maybe on one level, maybe kind of open, sort of like a night market and sort of like a shopping mall. A shopping arcade would have stores, whereas this kind of arcade, or sometimes a video arcade, that would be about computer games and video games. And that's what we're talking about today.
So I guess regardless if it's a shopping arcade or a video game arcade, you can just have lots of fun.
Lots of fun and lots of choices too.
Right. Okay, so today we are going to the game arcade, the video arcade. So let's get into our article.
Okay.
For a great time, healthy competition, and cool prizes, head to an arcade. Okay, so if you want to have lots of fun with your friends, but have a good amount of competition, healthy competition, you can always go to an arcade. Okay, so in this case, for healthy, we're usually talking about a person's health, right? A person's physical or mental condition. They are fit and they are well. But when we're talking about a healthy competition, we're talking about having a good competition.
Yes.
Having good sportsmanship.
That's right.
You know,
no cheating.
No cheating, no sore losers.
No getting angry.
Yeah, if you win, good job. Maybe I'll win next time.
Exactly.
Right? So that's a healthy competition. But let's see how we use the word in a sentence. The doctor said my heart is as healthy as a young man.
Okay, so it's strong, it's in good health.
Right.
All right, and a good competition could also be healthy, as you said. And what is a competition? It's like a contest. It's when you're playing against someone else, you're both trying to win. At the end, there'll probably be a winner and a loser and that kind of thing. If we're talking about sports, any kind of sports game is a competition. A tennis game, a soccer game, a baseball game, anything like that can be a competition. We can also have competitions in school, maybe about making a speech or having a debate or a singing or dancing or music or art competition. At the end, there'll be a winner. They'll get a gold medal or a first prize or something like that. And everyone will try to win. And if you don't win, you come back and you try to win the next competition. So let's look at the arcades and how they can be great places to have great fun and healthy competitions with your friends. Next, it says arcades are fun centers with all kinds of game machines. That's a good term, a game machine. It could be a video game. It could also be one of those older pinball games or things like that.
It could be one of those smacking games.
Oh, yeah,
Smack
absolutely.
the hedgehog.
That's right. To make the machines work, you feed them coins. So you take coins, that's of course round metal money that you usually have in your pocket, you put it in, and that usually gets you 1 play or 3 lives or something like that.
Right. And sometimes these video games or video machines, they take in either money coins or token coins.
Right, you'll go and buy special game money to only use in that arcade.
Right, and once you put it in the machine, you can play your game. So a machine is basically some sort of tool, device, or an instrument that uses mechanical power or computer. It has a lot of parts to it. And all these parts added together, they all have their own function, but once you put it all together, they perform a particular task. So for example, a video game, you have the video monitor, you have the computer with the software in it, and then you have the controllers, and then all together, you have your video game. So an example sentence would be, you need to use a specific machine to break apart that very hard rock.
Oh, okay. So not just a hammer. You'll need something much more powerful than that.
Yes.
All right. Let's take a break and then we'll be back with more about fun arcades.
Arcades have video games, games of skill, and more. With some games, you get tickets when you score points. The more points you have, the more tickets you get. Later, you can change those tickets for cool prizes, or you can save them up for your next trip to the arcade.
All right, we're still talking about arcades. Now, what kind of games can we find in arcades? And what different types of, challenges might those games give us?
Well, let's find out in our article.
Okay.
Arcades have video games,
My favorite.
games of skill,
Yeah.
and more. With some games, you get tickets when you score points. The more points you have, the more tickets you get.
Ooh.
So when we talk about games of skill, it could be things like shooting hoops.
Oh, the basketball
basketball
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are really fun. And some people are so good at those.
Especially here in Taiwan.
Oh, I saw one guy, he was just using one hand. He was just kind
wow.
of doing it like
Yeah.
that. I forget his score. It was 200 or something like that. Amazing. And you might have other games where you have to throw things to hit things, or the one you mentioned, whack-a-mole, where you
Yeah.
have to hit things and move really quickly. And of course, there's the dancing games,
Oh, yes.
the drumming games.
Those are skill games too.
Absolutely.
And have you seen those reaction games?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, you
for
have those
sure.
buttons and then you have to hit the ones that
Yep.
light up. Those are all actually pretty good skill games that you can work on for,
Definitely.
your daily skills,
For
reflexes.
sure. Or if you want to stay in shape, you can try one of those dancing games and get a good sweat on while also enjoying the loud music and the pumping beats. But all of these games will require you to score points, probably. If you're playing Pac-Man, you score points by waka 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 eating the dots, and of course by killing the enemies, maybe in an alien shooting game like the old Space Invaders, or of course by scoring baskets or hitting things or dancing in the right way to get lots of points. And when you get points in a game, a verb we generally use would be to score. If you're playing soccer and you kick the ball into the net, yay, you have scored 1 goal. In the same way that if you shoot the basket through the hoop, in basketball you've scored 2 points in that case. So as long as you're playing a game and you're doing something well enough to get a point or add to your total number, then you are scoring something.
And scores and points, they are kind of really close together because they both represent the progress or the success of a person or a team in a sort of competition or a game, right?
Yep.
So in this case, when we're talking about a point, it is basically things that, it could be numbers, or a way to measure or count the performance or the success of someone or something.
Exactly.
So for example, when we score a basket in basketball, the point, your one basket is worth 2 points. And if you shoot from the 3-point line, you get 3 points. So these are all different points to show how you're doing in a game.
That's right. And every sport might have a different system. Usually if you score, you'll get 1 point. Basketball, it's a little different. Of course, in American football, if you score a touchdown, you get 6 points. And then if you kick the ball through those big poles, after the touchdown, you get 1 more point. So each game has a different way of counting points and adding up numbers. But basically, if you score a point, you are doing well. Score more, and eventually you will hopefully win. Back to the article. It says later, we're talking about the tickets that you might win from some of these special machines. Later, you can change those tickets for cool prizes. That's kind of nice. So instead of winning something from the machine, you win some tickets and then you take them and you might trade them in for something cool, or you can save them up for your next trip to the arcade. There might be something sitting right up there that's really, really cool, like I don't know, an Apple iWatch or something. You might have to get 50,000 tickets in order to buy that, where 5 tickets will get you a pencil.
Yeah, but you know, nowadays in some arcades, they've started giving out digital tickets.
Ooh,
so you just swipe your card and
That's
the
a good
tickets
idea.
go into your card.
Right, much safer, and you won't lose them or put them in the laundry and have them get destroyed.
But you know, I miss the old tickets.
Yeah, they're kind of fun.
And I like to
get that long ribbon, long string of tickets, and you feel like such a winner.
And then to fold them up, and then I would like to just keep the tickets.
Really? You don't want to trade them in for a pencil case or a...
Because the tickets are cool.
Yeah, they're kind of cool, but the prizes are cool too. All right, guys, that's all the time we have, but we're going to be spending more time at the arcade tomorrow, I believe. So save up your quarters and your nickels and dimes and all your coins and come back and join us for that. Bye!
For a great time, healthy competition, and cool prizes, head to an arcade. Arcades are fun centers with all kinds of game machines. To make the machines work, you feed them coins. Arcades have video games, games of skill, and more. With some games, you get tickets when you score points. The more points you have, the more tickets you get. Later, you can change those tickets for cool prizes, or you can save them up for your next trip to the arcade.
Hello, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 healthy 形容词，适度的。Let's have a healthy competition. 让我们来一场良性的竞争。下一个单字 machine 名词，机械装置。 The machine buzzed as it worked. 机器在运作时发出嗡嗡声 ，buzz 指的是发出嗡嗡声。下一个单字 score 动词得分。Tommy scored a goal in the final minute of the game. Tommy 在比赛最后1分钟进球得分。最后一个单字 point 名词分数比分。The youngest player won the most points. 那个最年轻的选手获得最高分。接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 The more points you have, the more tickets you get. 你拥有的积分越多，你获得的彩票就越多。这是一个对等句型 The more 加名词加主词加动词，然后 the more 加名词主词动词，意思是什么越多，什么就越多。前后句是一个因果的关系。我们来看看这个例句 The more junk food you eat, the more fat you gain. 你吃的垃圾食物越多，你增加的脂肪就越多。Junk food 指的是垃圾食物。下一个文法 Change A for B 将 A 换成 B Change 是交换的意思。我们来看看这个例句 I changed my old computer for a new laptop. 我把我的旧电脑换成新笔电。Laptop 指的是笔电。最后一个文法 Save something up 储存某物供未来使用。这是一个可以分开的动词片语，它的后面可以用 for 来接未来的时间或计划。我们来看看这个例句 I have been saving up vacation days to take a long trip next year. 我的假期一直留着，为了明年的一个长途旅行。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，我们下一课再见，拜拜。
What's wrong?
I'm really worried about this project, Matt. It seems very complicated.
Oh, don't worry. I've done several similar projects before. It will be a walk in the park.
A walk in the park? We're not at a park. We're in the office, and there's no time for a walk. We have this project to finish.
No, Karen. A walk in the park is an idiom. It means that something is very easy to do.
Hi everyone! Today's phrase is a walk in the park.
Yes, and it doesn't literally mean taking a walk in the park.
That's right. The phrase a walk in the park is used when something is very easy to do.
Imagine taking a walk in a park. It's really relaxing and pleasant, right?
You can use this phrase to refer to tasks or activities that require little effort. For example, this math problem is a walk in the park for me.
Another example could be, writing that report was a walk in the park. I could do it with my eyes closed.
Exactly. So we can also say learning this phrase is just a walk in the park. I'm sure you'd agree too.
And with that, we're done for today. See you next time.
Bye-bye.